Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Moon Reviews.
Hi.
You just finished season 3 and the two OVA in between season 3 and 4 of Haikyuu. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
First up, I'm gonna start by saying you're one of us now, cause like you got angry over stuff that the rest of us get angry about, and I'm like, he's a Haikyuu fan now. You're one of us. You can't like go back. It's how it is. You
I
got
mean,
it.
like, that's a way to end a fucking
Yeah,
episode.
exactly.
It's like, that can't be it. That can't be it. Fuck!
Yeah. So, as we talked about before, these 10 episodes, all of season 3 was just one match. But it was the finals, and it was kind of crazy how much stuff is actually going on during these 10 episodes. Uh, let's start, obviously, with episode 1, which isn't even actually the match until like the last maybe 30 seconds of the show.
Yeah.
It's all the lead up, but you know what? I'm not mad at it for being lead up because we got to meet some characters we hadn't seen in a while, like Hinata's old junior high classmates. We got to meet the former captains before Daichi, the old man that everybody was like, I don't want to fucking hear him complain, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot, and for the first time ever in a game that we've seen played in Haikyuu, we got individual introductions of everybody
Mm-hmm.
on the team, just so they could be like, "Hey, here's all these new names for you to learn."
Yep.
But I am proud of you. I am proud of you. You remembered Alba Josai. You remembered them. You got team names. You're starting to get those memorized, so that's good.
Well, it does help that you have the fucking fans and stuff yelling whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't forget the schools because then you hear stuff
I
like
will never forget
Dateko.
Date Tech.
Go,
Go, go,
go,
let's go, let's
let's
go,
go,
Dateko.
Dateko. Yeah.
I
And
will
then you
say
have,
that in my sleep.
oh, Seijo, Seijo. And then we hear this, and in this one we have, Shira Torizawa, pa, 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 pa. Shira Torizawa, pa, 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 pa. But
Mm-hmm.
also, finally, Karasuno had a cheer section. All schools showed up, and I loved how either excited or like or how Ryu and Nishinoya were like, "Yo, oh finally!" They're
We'll
fucking
get to look
leaping in
cool in
joy.
front of girls. We're gonna pull some stuff off, and they're gonna be like, "Wow, you were so cool!" And they got fired up over that.
I, their motivations are so silly. But then with
Mm-hmm.
the episode 2 is the threat of the left. So now we put in the new information of facing left-handed players. And I know you were like,
Yeah,
"Oh, but in volleyball it's ambidextrous." And I could not help but quote evolution because in that Orlando Jones
well,
is a
I
volleyball
didn't
coach.
say
God
that it.
gave you two goddamn hands for a reason.
Nice, but I
But
didn't say that it was that volleyball was ambidextrous. I was saying that the player could be ambidextrous and could switch things up on him. That was
true,
just an
true.
idea that I had. Because a
Ah,
lot of people who are left-handed, they're stronger with their left hand, but they can do both. And in some cases, they're
because
stronger with their right hand.
they have to learn to use their right. But
Exactly.
but we got well because a lot of stuff is not made for left-handed people.
I know.
I'm aware my dad's left-handed.
Yeah,
Um,
fuck, it sucks. I hate trying to use notebooks.
I mean,
Fucking rings are always in the fucking way.
that's why I don't like texting because like my fingers are too big for these tiny little keys on the keyboard. It's just easier to call and say what I need to say. It's way quicker than the 10 minutes
Say
I
what
have
you
to
need
sit
to
there and
say.
type. It's way quicker than the 10 minutes I have to sit there and type, fix, autocorrect, and then I've missed 4 things, and I'm like, grr. Anyway, enough about that. Enough about
Mm-hmm.
hand problems. But yeah, I love the description of it because when a player hits the ball left-handed, it has a different rotation, a different spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Noya,
Which
true to
makes
his
sense.
word, Noya, true to his word, said 3. He
Three
only needed 3
times,
times, and he got it.
and
He got
he
used
got
to
it
it.
down.
He adjusted. That's it. But of course, Shiratorizawa won their first set handily. Like
Hmm.
yeah, they were not ready. They were not ready for that
But
first set.
that's the beauty part of it being the 5 sets instead of 3.
Also true. Also true. And um, you got to meet the little weirdo redhead kid who, all right, you will be meeting quite a few of these characters again. It's just gonna be a good time,
Cool.
and redhead is gonna be one of them, the guest monster as you would call him.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. But what did you think about Shiratorizawa's members? Because this is your first time seeing everybody except Ushiwaka.
Um, I thought it was nice, and I thought it was like I'm sitting here watching this,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, you know, I really understand what they mean by saying like Alba Josai was more well put together
Mm-hmm.
because they could pull off all these amazing plays and everything. They were like in perfect sync. These guys are not, but they're such a powerhouse, and the left-handed guy and everything around him is just
Mm-hmm.
such a goddamn cannon. It's like,
Ushiwaka or Ushijima.
yeah,
I hate that they have
whatever
two
the fuck his
names
name
for.
was. I think
Yeah,
it was Waka, but
Ushiwaka.
yeah, it's like they really could have won this, but because of that one guy, that's probably the only reason they lost.
It's
Alba
Ushiwaka
Josai, I mean.
Washa. Yeah, Ushiwaka Wakatoshi or something. Ushijima Wakatoshi or something like that.
Ushi Waka Waka.
Ushiwaka Waka Waka Waka.
Ah, Waka Waka.
All right, there we go. Also, one of the good standout moments that I think was, I can't remember if it was 4 or 5. I think it was 4, but it was the moment where Tsukishima blocks the spike from Ushijima, and like I love that moment because we're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. He blocks it. He's planned this whole thing out to mess with the setter. Finally gets his moment, blocks it by opening up a fake lane
Mm-hmm.
for him to hit through. And then that's the moment where Suki falls in love with volleyball. Like he gets
Yeah,
dragged
he
one
actually
step
cheers
deeper.
out loud for
Yeah.
once, and it's like,
No,
oh,
it's like no, you got to
do you
witness it.
feel it, Mr. Krabs?
I need to know if you felt the same way that so many of us do. It was like, oh my god, the baby bird is finally breaking out of his shell. We're so proud of him.
I don't know about the baby bird thing, but I'm sitting there like, oh, he's finally having fun.
Yeah, he's finally enjoying this. And then immediately has to ruin it by looking over at Hinata and being like, well, if I could do it.
Yep. Uh,
but Suki, this was Suki's arc. This was his like this is where his smart-assed and smarmy self actually was great because like his interactions with the little red-headed guest monster who is like, oh, it's the normal guy. It's the normal guy. And then he just straight up blocks him. He's like, hi, it's me, the normal guy. I hate you. Thank you.
thanks. Yeah, and every time they're like, you're so annoying. Oh, thank
Thank you.
you. You didn't have to say such a nice thing like that. God, it's so funny.
This was definitely Suki's match. And oh, do you agree with saying that he was the MVP for this?
Yeah, absolutely. He was the one who was like coming up with plans and stuff. He was the one who was like, okay, we're all about blocking for this. So, hey guys, just pay attention to me. I got this. I got this. Okay, block now.
I love what
Like they
Tanaka
wouldn't have been
said
able to
too.
block more than half the shots without him.
I love what Tanaka said too. It's so funny. He goes, I'm always the MVP, so I guess you can have it this time."
Yeah, cocky
uh,
asshole, but
yeah,
eh.
but it's so good though. It's so good.
Mhm.
Alrighty, so uh, we keep going back and forth in the games, and we also get some backstory on the third years,
Mhm.
Asahi, Daichi, and Suga when they were just joining up as first years, and like I'm so glad that they didn't get swept into the losing mentality from the
Yeah,
previous years. It was it was
because
so
you
good.
could tell just from
Mhm.
the way all the others talked, they were like, "Yeah, there's no point in trying. We're just here to chill a bit, I guess. We're just doing some volleyball stuff." Yeah,
Wow.
and then these three guys, they're like, "No, no, just no.
Mm-hmm.
We're not about that life. We're
And
gonna actually
Hinata,
practice."
Hinata picked up some new tricks for blocking. So
Mm-hmm.
he's running up like he's about to spike just to gain some extra height to block. And it
Which
works.
it does work.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first time I saw him do that, I thought he was gonna hit the net, but I was wrong. It was the second time he hit the net, and I was like, yeah, it was bound to happen.
Yep. What are you, net fishing? Also, we learned that Ushijima finds Hinata very annoying. It's like something about
Mm-hmm.
Hinata irritates him to no end. And it's because he's like it's baseless talent. You don't. I mean, to be fair, compared to many others around his age, Hinata does not know or is not good at enough different things in volleyball to really like be at the level that he's at right now. He just
Well,
has a
it
really,
wasn't
really
baseless
good team.
talent; it was baseless optimism,
Okay, baseless optimism. Sorry.
which is
I
a
mean,
lot different because
I mean,
Hinata's out here like, we're gonna win. It's gonna happen. There's no way it can't happen. Whereas Ushi, whatever his name is, he's sitting there
Ushijima.
like, no, you
Yeah.
will not.
Uh
Because we have worked hard to be this
well,
strong.
it's not that. It's not simply just that. He everything he says, he 100% is serious about. He doesn't say
Fair.
anything he doesn't mean. So it's very, very different. Like he's like he looks at Hinata and Hinata's kind of wish casting. Like he's wishing his stuff into existence, whereas he had to like work and everything. You kind of got a little behind the scenes about his dad and his
Mm-hmm.
family and everything. How they wanted to raise him right-handed, and he's like, "No, don't. That's the only thing of mine that I want him to keep. Don't change that." And I thought that was pretty interesting. Anyhow, yeah, I definitely like that. It's not just the same old cookie cutter formula of I respect you. You know, we got to watch out
Yeah.
for you. I got mad respect. He's like, no, I came here to crush you and put you in your place. Is kind of the feeling behind that,
Mm-hmm.
and I like that switch up, that change in the dynamic. And of course, I think it was either this episode or the episode previously. I think it was episode 7, the previous one, where Suki got hurt. His finger got hurt. I think it jammed or it broke. I don't remember specifically
Um,
what.
I think it was just that it was a really bad, like the skin tore a bit
Yeah,
because
but
there was
there.
blood.
Oh yeah, there definitely was. But there may be more than just simply that, because they had to like.
Yeah, they had to bandage it and everything.
Yeah, I think there was more to it, but I'm forgetting what all it was, so I'm not gonna try and split hairs. I'm just like, yep, that.
I mean, they didn't
So
really
far,
like.
everything that you've said is true. That happened. I just can't remember what the extra stuff was. But I
Yeah.
was thinking it was worse than it appeared. But he still went out there, and props to him. As soon as he got there, he's like, he goes immediately tells the coach, "This is everything that happened. Let me back on." I'm like, I love seeing this version of Suki, the one who's like, "Get me back in there. I need to win this."
I
You
can
know,
still race.
yeah, exactly.
Let me
Of
back in, coach.
of all the characters in the show, he was the least likely one we would expect to have that kind of a moment. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've really liked this. This has definitely been the Suki growth season.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course, episode 9 and episode 10, it would be remiss if we did not acknowledge that the Japanese voice actor for Coach Ukai, the blonde headed
Yeah.
coach, sadly passed away, and they had to do the last 2 episodes with someone new, and that person will be taking over as Ukai moving forward. So all of season 4, the movies, all that will be happening.
Which I mean, fair
Mhm.
enough, but also rest in peace to the original voice.
Yes, absolutely. Rest in peace. All right. I feel bad because I don't remember his name offhand, and I don't want to take up too much time just looking it up.
Trying to find it. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll look it up later or something. Oh, pardon me. We'll look it up
Ooh,
later. The
Shit's contagious, man.
yeah, no, the volleyball idiots. I love is the name of the 9th episode, which is great. And then there's finally episode
Yep.
10, which is the Battle of Concepts, and that was the most annoying end for an episode. Is like they don't show what happens. Ah!
Yep.
And then we moved to episode 10. And I loved how they handled episode 10, like just the whole the artistic way that they show this of like Ushiwaka like slamming uh Tsukishima and Hinata onto the ground and like
Oh yeah,
pushing them out. And then
because he's
there's
trying to force
Daichi and
them down.
Asahi and then Ryu, and they're all like helping to push him off. And then we get the jump from Hinata as he comes up to Spike, and we just get this 360 pan around with the camera, and then we see the crows coming in, and he just smacks it and gets the like the imagery was just for me.
Hmm.
But I
It was
do want to
beautiful.
hear. Yeah, I wanted to hear your opinion on
I kind of want to just watch it again because it was really
that.
quick. So
dude, there
I've
are
got the.
clips. There are clips on YouTube, plenty of them. I would highly recommend you check out. Though
Well, I'm just talking about this bit.
I know, but I would recommend. Well, you can find this bit as a clip on YouTube.
I've
Um,
already got the Crunchyroll. Like,
Also true.
I'm looking at it right now.
Also true.
I didn't close it out.
Okay. Well, there you go. All right. But as a whole, let's wrap up season 3. We've got the aftermath of that, and part of me was just sitting there happy because I'm remembering the end of season 2 uh, where Ushiwaka was talking to the Great King, Daio-sama.
Hmm.
Oikawa, that's his name. And Oikawa was like, "Hey, if you keep focusing on me, you're gonna get beaten by someone else." And th-
Hmm.
those words came true. And I loved seeing Oikawa up in the stands watching with his buddy. The two of them just watching. He's just like, "All right, now let's get out of here. I'd rather die than see the award ceremony." Also, him
uh,
sitting there just trying to hide himself wearing glasses. That's hilarious to me.
yeah, it was. It took me a second to recognize that was him
Oh,
because the
really? So
glasses
the
and
Clark
everything, and then
Kent
I'm like, wait,
glasses
the
worked.
spiky hair. Oh shit, it's that guy.
Yeah, the Clark Kent the Clark Kent glasses worked for you. Okay, good to know.
I mean, also, I'm used to seeing these assholes in their fucking volleyball get up. So
Also true. Also true. We've only seen him out of his volleyball outfit once, and that was
once.
in season
Hmm.
2 at the beginning. Yeah. Oh man. Whew. So now we're moving on. We get the the height, the jumping height contest, where we
Hmm.
find out Kageyama and Hinata are like betting stuff, like gungun yogurt and stuff like that, over different things. Because at the end of the day, they're idiots who like competition. They love competing.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
And
and
Kageyama can actually jump slightly higher than Hinata.
well, he jumped the highest out of everybody.
Yeah, but like Hinata's the one that's known for being so short and then jumping extremely high. So for me, that just stood out as like, oh,
Well, we'll have to wait for season 4 to find out if that stays true or not.
true.
True. All right. But we get told that Kageyama just got picked for the the Japan youth training, um, like get together. So a
Hmm.
lot of the top people in Japan are going to be getting together, and that's the last thing. So, with that all being said, I want to get your thoughts on season 3 as a whole. What were your highlights? What were the really standout moments? What were your favorite bits? What were some of the moments where you were like, grr, and all that? So, hit us with all the most memorable moments you have from this. Love it, hate it, whatever.
I mean, we've already kind of talked about just about all of them.
Yeah, but I want to get your opinion on it instead of just a brief. Hey, here's a quick description kind of thing.
Uh, well, I mean, a lot of it's just kind of cool and funny. Like, these are
All
already
right.
words I've already said.
Well, I mean, if you could just pick 5 moments, your top 5 moments from this season.
Top 5 moments. Definitely. You know what? We'll go backwards. So, fifth moment. Noya being sitting there is like, after or just give me 3 attempts and I'll have it down.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because that
Yeah,
just
I
made him
love
look
that.
so awesome, and then he was true to his fucking word on that.
Noya is like a rock when it comes to that, man. He's so good.
Mm-hmm. Damn good, Libido.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then I'm gonna lump a lot in here. Anything
That's fine.
having to do with red hair because he was so fucking weird and zany. The
Satoru, I
red-haired
think
asshole.
is Satoru or Satoshi? No, it's Satoshi. That's his name.
Guess
Yeah,
monster. I don't give a fuck.
Guest Monster. Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
It was so
all of
weird and
his stuff.
zany. It
He's
was
so
funny.
so. All right. So some people do not like him.
Oh, I hate him, but it was funny.
No, like even as just a simple character, they absolutely hate him, and like
Fair.
they're like, he's not funny. He's just weird. And I'm like, no, he's actually funny.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's pretty
Thank
funny.
you.
All right.
Tsukishima's moments were really good in this, especially when
Oh.
he got to be the star of like, okay, we need to block this. This is how we're gonna block. Just let me lead. And when he hurt his hand, I'm sitting there like, oh fuck, they're gonna actually be hurting without him. And they kind of were. They were able to hold their own though, which was really good.
He was very important for that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Um,
Number 2.
Number 2, kind of just getting the full understanding of Ushikawa's hate for Hinata. Just seeing that hate boner in full force and just be like, it's like, oh, so that's why you have it out for him. All right, then. And then, of course, number 1 has to be the final hit.
The final match point, the game point.
Exactly.
Yeah, that
because
imagery
all
and
that
everything,
build up,
yeah,
everything that happened with and around it,
makes sense.
the whole visual of Kawa, whatever his fucking name was,
Ushimata?
holding down Hinata and Suki, and
Yeah.
then everyone just getting a hand in on the ball to help prop him up so they can get in their shining moment. And it was like, so good.
Absolutely. All right, so out of 5 stars, and you can do half stars, that's fine. Out of 5 stars, what would you rate season 3
5.
of Haikyuu? 5. Okay, 5 out of 5. Wow.
There's too much good happening in this little season right here. Okay.
I think you also rated season 1 5 out of 5. So
yeah,
far,
because
these
it was
have
a
been
lot
5
of
out
fun, and it was
yeah.
a lot funnier
Yeah,
than I
so
thought
far,
it would
this
be.
has been 5 out of 5. These have been absolute bangers for you. I'm loving that.
Because I've been
Yeah.
enjoying it a lot. I have.
I'm glad. I like that you're enjoying something that I personally really love. This is my favorite sports anime of all time.
Fair enough.
All right.
I can see why.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the 2 OVA episodes, or basically the match that Nekoma had against Bokuto and crew, and then meeting the snakes and all that stuff. Because if I remember right, all right. So I left partway through there.
Mm-hmm.
They played 2 matches or just the 1 match? They played just the 1 match against the Owls?
Yeah, so they played 1 match against the Owls. And I think that was like some sort of qualifier
Yes.
of a sort.
Yes.
But they didn't have to fight each other again, but they both are still going on to be one of the hosts.
Yes. If I remember correctly, what happens is they lost to Fukurodani, the Owl team, and in order to qualify, they had to play against the Snake team. Basically, the guy that was talking all that crap to him at the beginning. That he
yes.
That Kuro was like, so are you good after your girlfriend dumped you? That guy.
Yeah.
They play his team, and they're not exactly a good team. Like, they're good as in their ability to play. They're just shady. They do
They're
a lot
cheating
of stuff.
a lot.
They cheat they border on cheating. They do a lot of stuff to
Fair.
get the refs on their side.
Because it was
and
an
everything.
intentional face hit, but then he's like, I am so sorry. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
fuck you, you're sorry. No.
Yeah, those assholes. So we wrap that up, and Nekoma is going on to nationals
Mm-hmm.
because Tokyo gets 2 qualifiers as opposed to Miyagi, which only gets 1.
Uh-huh.
Boo. But that's where we're going. We have nationals and other stuff coming up next. But really quickly, what are your thoughts on the 2 OVA episodes?
The two OVAs were pretty fun. It was nice getting to see things from another perspective, getting to see what's going on with Nekoma and the Owl guys. And then also, I really loved the commercial cutaways for those because
Uh-huh.
they were just so cute.
Also, we got a lot of new ones too. Like my favorite one is still like Yachi and Tanaka's sister.
Yeah,
Like she hits it and then
boy, I would
immediately
love to take place as
pulls
Yachi.
Yachi right into them titties.
It's like me too, Yachi, me too. Except I'd
No,
be a little more excited.
Yachi's the other way around. She's like, ah, no, no, no.
I know. That's why I said except I'd be a little more excited.
You'd be yes, 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 not no, no, no.
Singing in the
You'd
rain.
it's like hi. You'd be like, I'm a snake. I will use my tongue to ferret out the heat and find the nipple. Anyhow, but yeah, any other stuff about the OVAs you want to talk about real quick?
Nah, because there wasn't a ton that was going on in there. It was just
Gotcha.
cool to see things from a different team's perspective.
All right, so 5 stars rating for the OVA.
I give it a 4.5.
Okay.
It was fun, just not as hype.
All right. So going in, let's make a few. Do you want to make any predictions for season 4 before you start that up next week?
Ooh. Well, I'm at least looking at the episode count, and I'm seeing it goes back up to 25. So I'm like, ooh.
Yes. Yes. It's gonna be a big. It's gonna be a bit. It's gonna be split over 2 weeks. You're fine.
Um.
Just don't look at anything regarding season 4. I want just
Well,
a blind kind of guess.
I
as
at
to what you
least
think
know
it'll be.
that at some point they do go up against Nekoma in an official capacity
Yes.
because that's the movie.
in the movie. Yes.
So they're probably going to have like maybe go up against 2 or 3 schools
Mm.
that are going to be, at least as far as whatever it's called, tournament stuff is they're going to go up against at least 2 or 3 schools where it's going to be, they're going to have a tough time
Okay.
before getting to actually fight Nekoma. And before that, there's probably going to be a decent amount of training. I believe there was something about the teacher dude coming in being all like, I got people we can practice with. Or something like that.
Go. Alrighty. These are his predictions. We'll see next week how much of that pans out. That being said, we look forward to seeing you all join us for season 4, the start of season 4 next week. We have 3 more weeks left of Haikyuu because we are splitting season 4 into 2 weeks, and then we're going to do the movie by itself, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, like by itself or possibly with itself and something else. We'll see how that pans out.
We'll figure something out. Yeah, no biggie. Alrighty. That being said, as soon as we finish up IQ, we will start the next poll because it's only going to be a week because Jellyfish Can't Swim at Night is like a 12, 13 episode series. It's really quick. So, that being said, I am Richie Roberts. I'm here with Moonlight Sparks.
I am Moonlight Sparks.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. And yeah, we're here to say watch more anime. Bye bye.